That was loud. Good morning, everybody. I always think to myself, like, no, don't start right at the hour. Just give yourself another minute. You'll do better if you just center. It's a lot of pressure. And this morning I had to make my daughter breakfast, like right before all of this. So I feel scattered right now. I'm still in kind of dad mode. Hope you guys are doing well. And I think we're just going to jump right into the yoga today. So if you're tuning in for the first time, hi, my name is Scott, and we're going to be doing some Vinyasa yoga, which leans heavily towards strengthening and stability. So we do a lot of standing poses versus sitting. So unlike a typical, if you're watching yoga classes on YouTube, there's some beautiful young lady and she's always sitting on her mat and let's breathe, and that's all great. It's all great. I love the fact that there's so many different styles and so many different types of practices, but I like to jump in, and I think of the start of my yoga practice as just like starting to work out. I'm just trying to focus on feeling my body, starting to fire muscle and find the groove of my body. So we're going to jump right in. And my daughter's being really weird today, so we got to watch out for that. All right, if you've rolled out your mat, look down at your feet, point your toes forward. Hope you had another good night. I'm going to be totally honest with you. Try just lifting your heels and trying to balance with your heels off the floor. I spent like over an hour, easily, like maybe even 90 minutes last night, rewriting all the lyrics of Katy Perry's Teenage Dream to Quarantine. So, and then I easily spent like 30 minutes like thinking, can I realistically film a parody of the entire video? And then ultimately I was like, no. Ultimately, no. I'm going to try to find better things to do. So, waking up those calves. Now, slide your left foot back, flip your toes over, press down into the top of your foot. The beginning never changes because there's a very specific set of skills and muscles we want to tap into before we start our practice. Lift your left leg into the air. Draw your knee up towards the nipple without leaning back. Point the big toe down. Pull the groin back and lift the heart up. And now you can try lifting that right heel and see if you can stay balanced on the ball of your foot. And every day is going to feel a little bit different. And I'm a little bit off today on right foot. Every day is different. Pull your heel to your butt and capture your foot. What is important as we practice, as we prepare, left palm to right knee, bend right knee, lift left knee, pull the left heel to your tailbone. Remember, we are practicing yoga, and that is a philosophical idea, much more than it is a physical practice, but it's multifaceted. Bring your shin back up in front of you. But my point is, everything is just a way of thinking, a way of being. Okay. Tiny Diamond, get out of here. Get out. Step your left foot back. Lift your left heel. Bend your right knee. Turn your palms to the top edge of your mat and bow forward. And then push your right hip back with your right leg straight. And you reach for, I can't think right now. Reach your hands forward. That's why it's good this is always the same, this little warm up. And then push your head forward, reach back. And then push back, bend the left knee, reach forward, connect the tips of your thumbs over your head. Keep your arms out of your peripheral vision. Push forward, reach back. One more time. Reach forward. And then just hold. And then just try to express your chest against your shirt. Lift your arms so you can't see them as you straighten your back leg. Step forward, connect your palms. Take a deep breath in. And exhale to the right. Good morning, Terry. Press the palms together. Come back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Yeah, so my 7-year-old is pretty unfazed by all of this. She's just happy to be out of school. Lift your right heel or your right foot entirely and release. Lower your arms. And then just take a moment, pause, close your eyes even, and appreciate just that little feeling of fatigue, that little feeling of burning in your muscles. It's the body waking up. There's a vibration, there's a hum to it. Slide your right foot back, flip your toes over, press down into the top of your foot. Just these initial set of stability movements and stretches. Take your right foot off the floor. It gets your heart rate up just enough, right? And then we stop to appreciate the effect we're having on our body by moving it. Try lifting your left heel. Movement is medicine. Pull your heel to your butt, reach back and grab your right foot with your left hand. Remember, if your balance is a little bit tricky, you can always put your hand on a table, on a wall, right hand on the left knee, push the knee to the hand, lift the right knee up. And release, bring your shin in front of you. Grab above the foot, don't grab your foot, because then you'll just sickle right here at the ankle. So grab the bottom of your shin and the top of your shin and lift. Sticking out your butt is going to increase the feeling of stretch in your glute. And then step your right foot back. And if balance is off today, plant the heel with your toes turned out. If your balance is good or you want to try to work on improving it, point all 10 toes forward. And then bow. Bend your right knee as your left leg straightens. Reach your hands forward. Float your arms above your periphery. Connect the thumbs. Push forward, reach back. Push back, reach forward. Float those arms high. Reach back, push forward. Push back, reach forward. Now let's really work on squaring off the hips to the top of the mat, keeping the palms lifted. Left foot's trying to slide your mat forward, and your right foot is holding your mat down. Straighten your right leg, rise. Step and connect the palms. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale. As you lean, press into the palms. We're leaning to the left, so weight to the right foot. Lift your left heel. Maybe lift your left foot. And back to center. Lower your arms. Again, check in. Feels good. Squat down, reach forward. Rise up. Squat down. We're trying to get our thighs parallel to the floor. Rise up. But if you're bending your knees and pulling your hips back, even if it's to here, that's great. Sit as low as you can without sitting so low you lift your heels. Again, we don't want to go lower than thighs parallel. Lift the heels, lift the hands. Press into the tips of your toes. You got it. Rise up. Hold your up. Lower your heels. Palms outside the knees. Stick out your butt. Let's go long side. Let's go long side. What? There we go. Push against your knees, push against your hands. And that's gonna really burn the hips pretty quick. Now wedge elbows inside the knees. Oh, that's why. I know what happens. I unplugged my cameras yesterday, plugged them back in, I plugged them in backwards. Squat all the way down. And step back into a plank or a downward facing dog. Press down through the heels. Bring your chest over your thumbs. Touch your chest to the floor. Remember, your knees can be used as leverage, right? And if you keep your knees down, you're reducing the amount of weight you have to push. You can always lift the knees after the fact. Press the heart back. Bend the knees a little bit. Now remember, this first movement in our flexion pattern is all about the ankles. So we're lifting the heels without pushing our body forward. So I'm still trying to press my heart back towards my feet even though my heels are up. Press the heels down without straightening the legs all the way. Lower the knees. Pull the hips back and push into the palms. Spring to plank, chest to the floor, push and press. I'm trying to get better at remembering when I'm bringing my mouth right next to the microphone, so sorry if it gets loud sometimes. Heels up, breathe in. Press your heels down, breathe out. Knees to the floor, breathe in. Hips back, push into the palms. Spring to plank, chest to the floor, push and press. We gotta do one more. Little bend in the knees, guys. Lift the heels up, lower them down. Knees to the floor, hips back, push into the hands. Spring to plank, chest to the floor, push and press. Lift your right leg up. And then step as soft as you can to the top of your mat. Press your chest against your shirt. Pull your heart forward. Push your butt back, right leg straight. And both legs can be straight or back knee can be bent. So today, rather than giving you the more advanced variation, we're just going to keep it simple. So push the butt back and then come forward. Right hand reaches up. Reach down, pivot to your left. Left hand to the side of the head. Thumb slides over the ear. Twist your chest to the left. And turn your body back to the front of your mat. Reach both hands up. Pull the elbows down. Twist to your right. Reach up, face forward. Place your hands on the floor. Do a push-up. At least one. You can't always do more. Push back, bend the knees slightly. Left leg lifts. Step forward. Chest to your shirt. Straighten your left leg, push back. Remember, if you know the more advanced version, feel free to do that at home. Bend your left knee, reach your left hand up. Reach down, twist to your right. Right hand to the side of the head. Twist, keep your elbow close to your nose. Reach down, turn back to the top of your mat. Reach both hands up, pull the elbows down, twist to your left. Reach up, face forward. Plant your hands, step back. Do at least one push-up. Throw in a couple more if you're feeling frisky. Lift your right leg. Step forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, come forward. Right hand reaches up. Twist right. Exhale, turn left. Left hand to the side of the head. Twist to the left. Turn back to the top. Reach both hands up. Twist to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back, chest to the floor, push, and press. Left leg lifts. Step forward. Inhale, chest to the front of your shirt. Exhale, push your butt back. Bend your left knee, reach your left hand high. Exhale, pivot to the right. Right hand to the side of the head, twist. Exhale, turn back to the top. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, plant the hands. Chest to the mat. Maybe a bonus or two. Lift your right leg up. Step forward. Chest to your shirt. Push your butt back. Bend your right knee, reach your right hand up. Exhale, twist left, or turn left. Inhale, twist left. Exhale, turn back to the top. Reach both hands up. Cactus twist. Elbows bent at 90 degrees. Turn back to the top. Plant the hands. And do a push-up. Press back, bend the knees. Left leg lifts. This is the last one. Step forward. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, push back. Come forward, left hand reaches up. Exhale, pivot to your right, 90 degrees. Right hand to the side of the head. Twist to the right. Turn back to the top. Reach both hands up. Elbows down, forearms back. Twist to the left. Reach up, face forward. Plant your hands. Step back. Last call for push-ups. Grab a couple extras. Lower the knees. Sit to the heels. Hands on the thighs. Close your eyes. Slow the breath down. Appreciate that beating heart. As I mentioned yesterday, yoga doesn't have to be mystical to be magical. It doesn't matter what your belief system is. The only question you have to ask yourself is do I care about understanding this body I inhabit and how I can make it last longer? Step the right foot forward into Knight's pose. Movement is medicine. And every time we challenge the very cells that form our muscles, we're reminding those cells, I need you to stick around. Lean over your right leg, lift your left knee, and reach both hands up. Connect your palms. We're going to do a lot of series of movements today. And remember, I love 3. 3 is the magic number. Back leg straight, back heel high. Hips are square to the top of your mat as best you can get them. Now breathe in. And as you exhale, reach forward, straighten your right leg, and touch your toes. Inhale, reach up, bend the right knee, straighten the back leg. Exhale, come forward, straighten the right leg, bend the left knee, touch your toes. Rise up, breathe in. Exhale, reach down. Now, when I say touch your toes, I really mean we're trying to touch the toes. You might have your hands stacked on your shin, on your knee. You might not have the strength in your balance yet. and you've got your hands on something, a table, a chair, a block, doesn't matter. All we're trying to do is balance and breathe and be aware. Left spider to the floor. That's you on your fingertips. Reach your right hand up. Press into your right big toe, but push your right hip back with your right heel. Reach down. And pivot to the left 180 degrees, turning to the back edge of your mat, lowering the right knee down into knight's pose. Stack the hands on the left thigh. I don't know if you can hear the siren out there, but I was asking myself yesterday, am I noticing more ambulances because there's less cars? Or is there more ambulances? Lift the back knee. Reach both hands up and connect your palms. So what I always tell my daughter is, when you hear sirens, just sound out a little message into the universe. I hope everybody's okay. So, if you're watching, hope everybody's okay, wherever that one's going. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Come forward. Reach for your toes. Even if you don't get there, straighten the left leg, bend the right knee. Rise up. Bend the left knee, straighten the right. Exhale, come forward. Bend the back knee, straighten the front knee. Reach for your toes, even if you don't get there. Rise up. Straighten the back leg, bend the left. Exhale, come forward. We're going to hold this last one. But remember, we don't hold our breath. Press into the palms. No matter where the palms are, on your shin, on your foot, on the floor, you might be super bendy. Hope everybody's okay. Now, right spider on the floor, left hand reaches up. So, hopefully, by teaching as I practice, we can get a sense of the fact that yoga teachers aren't different than any practitioner. You know, we get stiff, we get sore, and a lot of times if we're making a video, if this wasn't live, I would have spent a lot of time warming up. And go ahead and reach down. Step your left foot back and come into crouching cat. But as I mentioned, I had to get my daughter breakfast, and I kind of just had to turn on the cameras and go. Little bend in your knees. Try to tear your mat in half while you look straight down. Think of your mat as a mirror. Where would you look to find your own eyes? Lift your right leg and step it forward. Turn your body to the left 90 degrees and come on up. Turn the right foot out. We've got a warrior stance. That's feet turned at 90 degrees. We're going to go into a triangle. Man, when I have students in class, I can always tell how I annoy them by holding triangle for a really long time. But it is a great way to put tension in the body. And as you know, if you've been practicing with me for any amount of time, I don't really say stretch much. I like the word tension more. Pull the collarbones forward. Now, like I said, I promised you lots of little series of movements today, little threes. So take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lower your left palm, turning your chest until your palms touch. Inhale, lift the left hand. Hope everybody's okay over there. Exhale, palm to palm. Inhale, lift left palm. And I'm pressing the back of my right palm into my right inner calf as I do this. One more time. Let's come down. I can't remember if that was 2 or 3. Connect the palms. Breathe in. And then turn your palm. Reach over your head with your left arm. And if you want to work harder, reach forward, palm up with your right arm. And try to slide your mat forward with your right foot. But keep your right knee from locking out. And rise up. Lower the hands. Switch the feet. The right foot turns in. The left foot turns out. Catch your breath. Tilt the hips. My neighbor's walking by. I think she has a Pilates studio. And I've looked in her windows and she's looked in mine like, all right, how do we reach our students? Come into triangle, guys. Your hand can be on your shin, on a block, on your dog, on the floor. But really try to focus on tightening this top side body, which hopefully is your right, but whichever side you're doing. Just try to pull your hip towards your underarm. I love all of these poses, these lateral movements that help us create space through the trunk so we can breathe deeper. Okay, let's move just a little bit. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower your right palm slowly. Think of your breath as a tire losing air. Inhale, reach up, turn the chest, and as you reach up with your right hand, press the back of your left hand into your left inner calf. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palm down. One more time, reach up. Turn your right palm, and then reach over your head. And you can keep this right hand up in the air. You can just say, screw all that noise. Reach forward with your left hand. And rise up. Turn your left foot in slightly. Turn your right foot out slightly so that your toes are pointing at the corners of your mat. Squat down, hands on the knees. Stick out your butt and press your chest forward. Is it weird that I'm already thinking about things I miss? Like me and my daughter were so excited about going to the movies. Can't go to the movies. Bowling is way out. Pull your hips from side to side. And we always used to go to this sort of, place called Main Event. It's like Dave & Buster's if you're not from Denver or wherever. It just has bowling, video games, and laser tag and all that fun stuff. Now pull your hips all the way to your left heel. And place both hands on the floor. Let's walk those hands out wide. And just bow your head. Whoop, I'm talking right into my robot nipple. Bow your head and your heart. Push into the right heel. And then rise up. Now we're going to turn right foot to the back of the mat. We're going to plant the right spider in front of the toes and take the left leg up into the air, half moon. Point your left big toe. Right hand on the floor or a block or your shin. And if you can lift your heart and take your hand off the floor, go ahead and do that. Turn the chest and your hips away from the floor towards the wall to your left. Reach your right hand forward, left hand up, or left hand over. And release. Try to step out of the pose as gently as you can, as mindfully as you can. They call it paying attention because it costs you something more than just getting a workout. Sit to your right heel. Spiders on the floor. Step them wide and bow. I tend to talk more about the biomechanics and the anatomy, but when I practice, it's a very spiritual practice and not in a deity kind of way. It's just me recognizing that the body is utterly miraculous. It's composed of more cells and molecules and atoms than we can comprehend that cooperate with each other in a way that seems impossible to be random. Rise up. Turn the left foot out. And I try to approach the yoga practice also with just a healthy sense of humor. And that can be off-putting. So I get it. Come into half moon. Left hand on the floor. Remember, if you don't have a yoga block yet, you might be enjoying your mandatory staycation for a while. Maybe get on Manduka or wherever and order a block. Is it one of those things you say, you know, I need to do that, and you just haven't done it? Because, you know, life? Well, there's one blessing in all this. Reach forward with the left hand, up with the right, or reach right hand over. And that is, whoa, let's try that again. Now, we might have some time to slow down. Step out as soft as you can. I always move, especially if I'm coming out of a balance pose, as though I'm stepping onto a whole floor of cartons of eggs. And I try to put my feet down so that I don't break anything. And just that added dimension of dynamism in the movement has this sort of Tai Chi feel to it, right? So let's turn to the top of the mat. Step back into crouching cat. Press the heart towards the feet. Remember, this is not a resting pose. Sleep is a resting pose. So try to tear your mat in half. And just feel all those muscles in the back body engage. Even in the top of your elbows. in your forearms and in your fingertips. Just feel every muscle under your command right now and appreciate it for its form and function. And then let's lower the knees. All right, sliding right foot back. Got my left knee still under me. We're going to prepare for some side plank options. But first thing I want you to see is I'm not unwilling to bend either knee. Not unwilling. That's a double negative. I'm willing to bend any of my joints. There's nothing about this that needs to stay straight or rigid. Even my elbow that I'm going to put my weight on, right? I can keep just a tiny bend in that. So what I'm doing is preparing to push my body back to the right heel and take the left leg off the floor and kick it forward, point the big toe, and push back. Notice I'm not sitting down if you can help it, and then come forward. We're going to turn the other way. Right hand to the floor, right heel turns out, and I can walk my right hand closer to my right foot. If it helps me get my hips up higher, I can get my right foot planted flatter, and then I can go up or out with the left arm and leg. And release. And let's take it down. Left shin behind the wrists for a quick half pigeon. Just until that right hip flexor calms down a little bit. Push the knee down and then relax. Push the right knee down and relax. One more time. Push down and then relax. Bend the right knee. Reach back with the left hand. Press the heel towards the tailbone on your right hand or elbow. And if you still got to be way back here on your fingertips, remember yoga block. And maybe you couldn't even get that foot. Maybe you just barely got this, right? Who cares? Are you moving? All right then. You're doing great. No matter what. Press back into crouching cat. Take a moment to tear that mat in half. And bring the knees back down. Now, I'm just going to turn around. You don't have to. And I'm going to slide the left foot back. And then I take a moment to feel where I want that right hand. You know, even though I'm flowing, I can focus on finding the feeling of what is my best chance of doing something beautiful in this pose, right? And I do think in those terms. Push your right big toe out. Reach, press your hip to your left heel. It takes power to be graceful. I say that every class. I've said that for years. It's true. Now plant the left hand, turn the left heel out, and remember, the closer the left hand gets to the foot, the more we've worked those hips open, those side bodies open. Take your hand up, straighten the leg, point the big toe. And then we're trying to hold the pose, create even more expression in the pose, and do it without grunting. All right. Let's take a seat on the center of the mat. Bring your feet into Baddha Konasana. I think we will stand back up. There's a couple more cool things we can work on. But when I have to talk a bunch and practice, we're doing this for me. I don't have any other way to try to wash this. I'm just trying to slow my heart rate down. Press your knees into the floor. Try to lift your heart away from the floor. There are hundreds of thousands of breaths that they just escape our attention because we're looking at our phone, we're doing a million other things. Let's go ahead and stand up. Step to the top of your mat. But every breath that we take the time to be aware of, man, that's a special breath. Lift your left knee into the air. Now point your big toe into the air behind you and reach back with your right hand and capture your foot like we started class with. Slowly hinge forward, and this might be your challenge today. If you haven't challenged your balance yet, then take your left hand to the side of the head into a half skull and start to turn your chest to the right while you lift your left knee left. Release. And then place right ankle on left thigh and squat down. Standing half lotus. And then rise up, lift your knee, and then point your big toe at the ceiling behind you. Reach back with your left hand for your right foot. And if it's challenging just to stand on one foot, then great, we've already succeeded, right? Because what we're trying to do is not the pose that I do or what Jane Fonda's going to do. It's the pose you're going to do today that's going to challenge you and challenge your breath. Slide right thumb over the ear if you haven't lost your balance yet. Lift your right knee and turn your chest to the left. And release. Plant your right foot. Now left ankle to right thigh. Squat down. I wonder how many people have said this and doubted every word they were saying to themselves, but I noticed myself sniffling a lot, and I'm like, hey, what's that? Was that because I had jalapenos in my eggs? Or is that the thing? All right, one more challenge. Because we still have time. You know, that's what's great about sort of living in a non-formatted world where you can tune into a broadcast at any time and it can be at any length now. Slide the hands down to the shins. Now, I've got a little bit of a bend in my knees. I'm actually trying to push my knees against my inner forearms. All right, here we go. Grab your right big toe with the first two fingers on your right hand, what I call the quote fingers or your peace fingers. Lean to your right. And actually, you're going to grab, I'm sorry guys, you're going to grab left big toe with left hand. Left big toe with left hand. Right hand is a spider on the floor in front of your right foot. Lean to your right foot and lift your left leg left. Pull the chest forward. Pull at the left shoulder as you press through left heel. And release. And then switch, left spider on the floor. Right hand captures right big toe. And lean to your left foot. And lift your right foot. Pull at the shoulder, press through the heel. And release. Rise up nice and slow. And let's do that one more time standing. So I'm going to cross left ankle to right thigh and grab left big toe and stand up. And then pull knee back. You don't have to straighten your left leg. You can work on making your left leg straighter, even if it won't become absolutely straight. I feel so stiff. Did I tell you guys? You got to watch that Mark Maron special on Netflix. Oh my God, does he have some great jokes about yoga teachers? It's worth it just for that. Hold your left foot in your right hand. Press your left knee down. Plant your left foot. Right ankle to left thigh. Standing half lotus. Left hand on the hip. Capture right big toe with peace fingers. Stick out your butt. And stand up. Pull the knee back. Pull the groin back. Keep your heart lifted. Press through the right heel as much as you wish, or not at all. Release. Flip the right foot over. Give it to your left hand. And stand up straight. Pressing your right knee towards the floor. Left knee's unlocked, so press your left thigh against your right ankle. And release. All right, step back, knees to the mat. And let's take a moment to go wide at the knees. Pull the hips back, elbows to the floor. Join your palms. And then press thumbs against your head. Pull your armpits towards the floor. Actually, you're trying to pull your armpits away from the floor. And now we're going to come forward. Your knees can stay wide, but I want your hands really wide onto your spiders. And we're going to place the crown of the head on the mat. I got to really make sure I do this without breathing or talking super heavy into that microphone. So I want you to try to take the crown of your head to the mat with your hands at your sides. Just roll forward a little bit. The chin's going to press towards the chest. And we're going to roll from the top of the head towards the back of the head. But I want you to be mindful that it's your hands that are bearing the weight, not your head. And release. Now, sitting back and pointing your toes behind you, slide that block underneath your butt, or a book, or your dog. Whatever you've got around that's 4 inches high, and you can sit on that, or you can place your butt right on the floor. Lean back on the hands or elbows or onto your shoulders. But wherever you are, pull your tailbone to the floor. And then push your heart back to the ceiling and rise up. Slide your right shin behind your wrist. So I randomly remembered when I laid back, I didn't do pigeon on the other side. So, unless you're my buddy Nick or something, you might not have remembered either. I told you Nick's not here because he always corrects me. Reach back with right hand for left foot. And release. Now let's come back into one more crouching cat and tear that mat in half. Fire all those beautiful muscles in the back body. And then lower the knees, turn to the right, take a seat on the center of your mat, and plant your right foot. Grab your knee with the hand or the inner elbow. Like I said, it's really tricky for me to do this with my phone taped to me. But try to pull your right knee towards your left underarm. Lift your heart. Release. And then pull left heel a little closer to right hip. Step right foot over. And I've got right hand on right knee, left hand on left knee, just pushing my knees together. You know, like a good push-up bra, ladies. Just squeezes those bad boys. I don't think I can't say that anymore, can I? I'm sorry. Press your heart down to your chest and just hug your knees. Release. And now we're going to switch sides. Slide right foot over to left hip. Plant your left foot. Capture your left knee with right inner elbow. And place your spider behind you. Lift your heart up tall. Now remember, your chin doesn't lift your chest, okay? Your low back lifts your chest. So try to push your butt down into the floor. Hug that left knee to the right side of your ribs. And release. And then right foot a little closer to left hip. Slide left foot over. And this could just be a mess, right? If your hips are tight, you could be like, dude, not even close. I get it. All I want you to do is try to cross your knees as best you can. And if that's difficult, then always try putting one foot in front of the other, right? But all I want you to do is try to step one leg over and square off the tops of your feet as best you can to the top of your mat. And then hug your knees into your chest. The more we stand in balance and learn to have better balance and get a stronger body as a result, the more we're working those glutes. So we'll just give them another moment of extra love here. Release. Now go ahead and turn your feet to the back edge of your mat. Lie down on your back. We're going to do one more stretch for the side body. I really need a camera on the ceiling for this. I'm working on it. Left leg straight. And scoot your butt 3 inches to the right. With your left hand, guide your right knee across your hips. But be gentle. Don't just try to press your knee to the floor, even if it's going to easily get there, okay? Just try to turn your right knee left. Now bend your right elbow 90 degrees. with the back of your hand on the floor. You're trying to get every bit of your right arm, from your shoulder blade to your tricep, to your elbow, to your forearm, to your hand, to your fingernails on the floor. And now as you press your right knee to the floor with your left hand, slide your right arm back until it's straight with your thumb above your head. As you release, retrace that path. Plant your right foot. Reach your arms out to your sides. Switch out your legs. Scoot your hips 3 inches left of center. Right hand to the left knee. Guide your knee across, not all the way to the floor, but just until you feel you've rolled off the left hip and you've rolled onto your right hip. And then bend left elbow 90 degrees. And as best you can, try to secure the left arm entirely to the floor, including your thumbnail and your pinky toenail, the back of your hand, your wrist, your forearm. And as you press your left knee down, slide your left hand back. We're breathing, but we're not holding the body still. I'm trying to press my knee down and away from my chest a little bit with the right hand. I'm still reaching with the left arm, even though the shoulder blade came off the floor. And then release. Retrace that path with your limbs and bring both feet back to your butt. Wrap your arms around your knees, cross your ankles, squeeze into a ball, bring your forehead up to your knees, roll on the floor side to side, back and forth. And then you can either stretch out or you can sit up in Shavasana or Sukhasana. Hi, Kelly. Breathe through your nose. Now we've taken the time to be more aware of our breath today. But even still, there was 1,000 or more we didn't pay attention to. And the mind is an amazing, complex organ, system, computer. It's a lot of things. And we experience a lot of life. We take in a lot through the senses. There's so much input. That's my point that I'm doing a bad job of getting to. There's so much input. So if we're always trying to, I hope, be persistent in our pursuit of being more content and more calm and more even-minded, then we need to pay attention to the things that under any other set of circumstances are mundane. So I hope you're still seated or laying down with your eyes closed and breathing deep. Because in this moment that you're taking these breaths, whether you're watching live or you're watching this on a stream later on, wherever you are in this moment, breathing, it's a perfect moment. We had a fun special guest today, so I hope you all saw that. I'm trying to keep everybody calm and cool, and if you're lying in Shavasana and you just kind of feel like you just want to close your eyes and go to sleep, that's kind of the feeling I want to leave you with today. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy. I'll see you tomorrow. If you enjoyed this class, and you want to support these classes, you can always go to our Patreon page and make a small monthly donation. And if you'd rather not commit on that type of a basis, you could always get the Cash App and just $ Stronger Yoga, and you can throw literally a tip in the proverbial digital tip jar so I can take care of my little tiny diamond. Hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.